there's been a change in the last few years that mean people are aware that a branded digital interface is going to deliver more value for them. And when you look at the research around what's important to employees, that mirrors as well. What you can see here is a native SharePoint site. I've done nothing to it. I've just created it. And I think communications teams are in a bit of a difficult position with this, because unlike technology, certainly the SharePoint platform from 15 years ago, there's loads of good things here that are available out of the box just by creating a site. We have search. We have a really easy to create navigation. We've got things like news. We've got a very basic events calendar, documents. We also know we've got video. But the challenge with it is that if you look to create a site from those out of the box components, it's very, very anemic. There's not a lot of colour, there's not a lot of opportunity to bring your brand into this page experience. So we want to organisationally make use of what's here because it's good and we've paid for it, we've paid for our Microsoft licenses, but it's lacking that brand alignment. So one of the ways that you can make best use of what you've already paid for from Microsoft and bring in that kind of brand alignment that you might need is by using something Adin 365 have developed called the Creative and Page Kit, which gives you a collection of web parts that you add into this. So imagine you've bought a Lego box and then you go and buy a bumper pack of bricks so that you can build more things with it. It's exactly that model. And organisations tend to like it because all your content stays in your tenant, and so if you're a regulated industry in particular and you really want that sort of content ownership, you've got that and you're staying on the Microsoft roadmap. There are lots of really good looking solutions, but they're what we call off box, which means your content would move into those other solution providers. And that can be challenging because if you change your mind about working with them in 3 or 5 years' time, you would be looking at doing a big migration. We've got a variety of components that can be used across the sites, really allowing for much more sort of visual richness, but also helping us along the way to communicate our brand with our employees.